Hi and welcome to My Daniel Island. I'm here today with Styles B, the owner of the State Farm Insurance Agency here on Daniel Island. Styles, thanks for being here with us today.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
I guess let's start off by getting a little bit of a background on you and how you ended up on Daniel Island with your business and also with your family here.
Well, I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina, and so I've been here the majority of my life, and I'd say in mid-2000 I began this pursuit of wanting to own a State Farm agency, and so it took me from Charleston. I lived in Atlanta for a couple of years, lived in Winston-Salem, North Carolina for a couple of years, and really long story short, was ultimately chosen to open up a State Farm agency here in the Charleston area, and actually they wanted to have a physical presence here on Daniel Island, so I was very, very blessed. When I left Charleston, Daniel Island was in the middle of growing very rapidly. It's a great place. We love the small town feel of Daniel Island. It's also very central, so we find it very, from a business perspective, of course we're very convenient to Daniel Island residents, but also Mount Pleasant, North Charleston, we're just a 5 or 6 minute ride on 526. From a personal standpoint and a family standpoint, there's no other place like this in Charleston. You know, Charleston has a big metropolitan feel, but when you get on Daniel Island, everything kind of slows down. There's no better place that we feel like to raise a family, and so we're very fortunate that we're able to, both my wife and I own a business here, and she works on the island as well. Work here, play here, live here.
Daniel Island is roughly a population of 9,000 residents. Was that a concern to you when opening the business here? Is your core clientele, are they located here on Daniel Island or are they throughout the area?
We're finding more and more that the local residents here, we're trying to bring about this change and the shop local and support your local business. Having said that, also being able to pull from other places is what really helps our business. You know, I can talk to clients in Mount Pleasant and they have no issues whatsoever driving, you know, at most 10, sometimes maybe 15 minutes to do business here on Daniel Island.
Yeah, I would think that would also help you to some degree because, you know, being that the island is roughly, call it 55–60% built out, you have a lot of opportunity for growth here right in your own backyard.
Right, absolutely. And so I think the future will just continue to get brighter and brighter.
So shifting gears a little bit, if I'm a northerner looking to move down to Charleston, Daniel Island, to the Lowcountry in general, what would you say are the most important insurance items or questions that they need to be asking themselves, asking you?
It's a good idea for a customer to really sit down and get educated on the flood insurance, you know, earthquake endorsements, hurricane deductibles, wind deductibles, whatever the differences may be. You want to make sure that you're covered properly. I really am a firm believer that having a local agent, not just because I am one, but having someone that you can sit down with and talk to, it's very unique here as opposed to a lot of different places.
What do you and your family and 10-month-old do on the weekends?
Yeah, I would say for me individually and personally, golf. Charleston, South Carolina in general is such a huge golf state, and having a 10-month-old, she's just getting to the age where we really like to take her out and do things. And I think that's what that'd be our second thing, is that there's so many options here, whether it's the aquarium or just, you know, the different parks and everything. You know, the parks on Daniel Island are fantastic, but just being able to get outside. And then the third thing I would have to try to combine two. One being, you know, the restaurant life. You know, Daniel Island has some great restaurants, but you know, downtown Charleston is one of the top places in the world. The last little thing I throw in there too, more so for my wife than anything, but the shopping. There's a lot of shopping on Daniel Island, and again, being a hub here, you know, she can be at the outlets or she can be at the town center in a matter of 10 minutes or less. Whether she really.
Styles B, owner, State Farm Insurance here on Daniel Island. Thanks again, Styles. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.